Hello, this is Carson Cook, your CSO Pro, and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our future uploads. Enjoy the video.
Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome back to the CSO Pro. And again, my name is Carson Cook, and today we're going to be talking about a very fun topic, guys, and that's sales body language. How do we move our bodies? What's the importance of actually having the correct body language when we're dealing with the customer? Now, if we've noticed this, guys, we've done a lot of different kind of activities in a lot of our conferences, our sales trainings, where we have sales professionals that will come on that will have a great pitch. They actually are ranked number 1 or number 2 within their company, and they come up to the stage. We take them through this activity, and the funny thing is that you can see that their level of body language, being in a new setting in front of a crowd, is very, it's not very good. But then once they get familiar and comfortable, after a little while, their body language actually starts to erupt. They become a very, visual person, someone fun to watch. They move around, they're exciting, they move their hands, they have a lot of motion. And what we know from this, guys, is that we replicate our communication through conversation, through body language, all sorts of other different measures that we try and intend to get a message from our brain into someone else's brain. And certain situations will also influence how they think of that message or how they interpret it, right? And that's the funny part about sales, guys. That's the whole battle. That's literally just flaws in communication. Flaw. It's not like a light switch where the light goes on and the battery power goes and the light bulb turns on. It's a very simple connection, on and off, right? Well, with us, guys, we use language to inflict emotion, all sorts of different things. So body language is extremely important, guys, in sales. It's one of the most highly talked about topics. There's books on how do you communicate visually, how do you, not the content that you say. There's a couple other videos that I've done too on, body language, content versus delivery, what you're actually saying versus the delivery method, and what's more important is the delivery method. 90% of how you say it, not what you say. So we're going to talk today, guys, about how body language actually comes into play and how important that is as well. So in sales body language, there's a few things we want to talk about. We're going to talk about why it's important. Okay, so the first step to improving it is to understand why it's important. If you feel as a sales professional that it's extremely important, something that you need to practice, then it's very, very important. Everybody can improve. The second thing that we're going to talk about today, guys, is mental thoughts and how they're actually mirrored to your physical movements, right? So your thought process, how your brain is feeling at that given moment, and how that translates into your body language. Okay, and then the third thing we're going to talk about is all this information. How are we going to put it into play? How can we practice our body language? What are some of the things that we can do that will help increase our sales, increase and better our communication with our family, our clients, everybody else, because they read your family, your kids, your wife, your partner, everybody else. They read the same body language that your client's reading. So it's not only just good to improve it for your occupation or whatever you tend to do, your boss reads it as well. These videos, guys, sales body language, this is something that everybody should learn and everybody should be watching, right? So it's important. So we'll tell how we can put this into practice. So the first thing is, why is it important? Number one, why is it important? Why is body language important in communicating? Well, guys, just like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words, there's a lot of things that we unconsciously pick up from someone, and judgments that we make on someone, and decisions that we will make based off of those judgments from how they respond, their body language, how they're dressed, how they deliver their message, okay, and how their body language seems to come into play. So as you can see, guys, we teach our sales professionals to have body language that's aggressive, that's powerful, that's commanding, that's a situation where someone can say, oh, the customer can say that person knows what they're talking about. They have confidence. Confidence, guys, is not just having confidence. You can just say the word, I have confidence, or you need to have confidence. That means that you need to be very sure of the word choices that you use, the delivery method that you tend to use them with, and then also the body language that you choose to convey that message, okay? Very powerful hand gestures like I'm using right now. And it should be natural. We're gonna talk about how to practice that later, but it should be definitely natural on, guys, how you use your body, okay, and how you use your word choice to to convey your message. And notice that I use different tones when I speak, and I also use different movements when I speak, and I use different word choices when I speak. And when I do that, I use gestures to point out the importance of each word and the significance of each sentence to my customer, so that they know the value-added proposition. And I put the value-added proposition in that. I put the sale in that. I put what I'm trying to convey, the message, the emotion that I want my customer to have. Okay, so that's the type of body language. That's why it's important, is because a picture is worth 1,000 words. Being more effective with body language is a lot better than me sitting here like this, looking over here. Now, if you notice in this video, guys, if I'm looking over here and I convey the same content to you, okay, it's not as effective as if I'm looking into the camera and I'm using my hands and I'm speaking directly to you. I'm speaking to someone else, which now makes you right there on the camera, guys, feel like I'm being rude or, not communicating the right way. And all I had to do was turn my head. Simple thing just like that, guys. That's why body language is so important. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Now, another thing that we need to understand with our body language, guys, is that it's usually something that's very difficult to practice. That means that it's going to be replicated through your mind, how you're feeling. Your central control unit, your brain, this thing right here, literally controls everything. Controls your body language, your eye movements, controls your word choice, your past experiences, your record keeping system, pretty much everything, obviously. But the funny thing is that it's funny how this central processor, your brain, in sales actually controls your body language, and it controls it based off of the emotional state that you're in. So if you're having a bad day and you put on a fake show or you put on a mask and you're dealing with a customer, they're going to be able to tell you're having a bad day. You could have very positive content, very awesome thoughts, very good value-added proposition. But if your face looks like this and your brain is having a bad day, you're gonna be able to tell. That's when someone comes up to you and it's their best friend and they can figure out patterns within your communication, patterns in your behavior, and they put their arm around you and they say, hey, are you having a bad day? What's wrong? That's because there's a glitch in the system. They can tell that you're not having a good day. Your customer needs to not be able to tell that you're having a bad day. So how do we do that? With mental thoughts, your mental thoughts influence and mirror your body. They mirror your body language. So if you're not having a bad day, you have to figure out something. You got to do an exercise, you got to go to your car, you got to go to the bathroom for a minute and think about 5 positive thoughts, self-reflect for like 5 minutes before you go back and meet your customer. You got to think of something that's going to make your mind positive. You're going to be self-aware. You're going to meditate, for example. You're going to sit there and bring it back to a level and realize that that outside stuff shouldn't influence my mental state, right? Now, if you can get your mind right, your body language will be natural. It'll come out, okay? It'll come out. It'll help you emphasize words. So just realize that your mental state really affects your body language, okay? And it's not just training yourself in front of a mirror, okay? That leads us to kind of our third point, is that how do we practice this? How do we actually practice this? Well, believe it or not, guys, the best way to practice this is just, jumping in the pool and you can't swim and you better learn or you're gonna drown, right? Go to a coffee shop, go to a baseball game, put yourself in situations where you can actually practice your body language. Think about a story, a story that you love to tell, right? And maybe your friends heard it 1,000 times, but you get into a conversation where you tell it anyway. And the whole point of this is to realize that what kind of mood am I in? And how do I tell that story? Tell it again. That one time your friend did this or whatever. Tell that story, but this time focus. Keep your brain on your body language. How do you use your hands? How can you emphasize the whole plot to the story, right? How can you deliver that message and practice it? Same thing in a coffee shop. We have the points of this book, the free book that we have on our website, the one that you guys have looked at, the 3 Secret Sales Challenges. That's a perfect opportunity to practice your body language. We teach you with these 3 major points on how to practice, positive empathy, positivity, and praise. And we go into the detail that you're practicing these things with people you've never met before, which is the fastest way to learn valuable sales techniques, is with someone you've never met, because it's going to really bring you to light. It's going to help you kill the fact that you think you might feel foolish in front of someone you've never met. So who cares? And it gives you that free battleground, that PUBG, like the game PUBG. It gives you that to go out and shoot whoever you want and do this and do that, because who cares? Because you die, you just play again, right? Same thing with this, guys, with body language. Those 3 sales tactics, those techniques, is that how do we practice body language? You got to drop yourself in the war zone, guys. You got to get into a coffee shop. You got to get in front of customers that you might close. That's the funny thing, guys, is that I love to continue my sale as hard as I can until someone will not buy. And when they say no, get out of here, that's it. Now, what am I doing? Am I just wasting my time? No, I'm not. First off, I'm not creating a bad habit to where every time a customer says no, I'm just gonna leave, okay? But what I'm also doing is I'm practicing my communication techniques to try and turn that no into a yes, to get them and persuade them into a yes. So no, it's like last ditch effort. You'll always have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C, but you need to realize that I'm mindful of the fact that yes, there's probably a 99% chance that I won't close this deal, but I'll bank on that 1%. Why? Because in that process, I am training myself to make better body language. I'm training myself to have a habit of not quitting. I'm training myself that there is still a chance on the board. I will get my ass in there and I will sell that deal. Okay? That's the best opportunity that I can practice my body language when it all comes down to 20%. Now it's dropping to 15%. I only have 15% chance of closing this deal and making money. Am I wasting my time? No, I'm learning right now. I'm getting in front of a customer and I'm getting them to say yes. I might do an exercise. Think about this real quick. Kind of approach it a different way. See if I can get their 5 no's into a yes, and finally I'll make headway. And when I do close that deal, at least I close that, maybe I have 15% chance of closing that deal, but that's why I'm number 1 within the company. That's why I'm the top sales guy, because I get those numbers where everybody else won't. Okay, so focus in on that, guys. That's the importance of body language within your sale, and that is how you practice. You put yourself in the thick. Okay, you put yourself in the war zone. You get in there and you get it done, and you practice and you self-reflect after each single body movement that you do when you're dealing with a client, right? Or at a coffee shop, or with communication with your partner or your wife or whoever. You really work through it and say, am I delivering the right message? Am I communicating that the right way? Okay, that's how we practice using our body language. Okay, increase your body language, guys, the effectiveness of your body language. Use it, use it the right way. You want to use body language and excitement when you want to inflict emotion with your customer, with your client. You want to inflict doubt and, kind of like, you don't notice how I'm kind of looking down, like, I'm a little bit shy and I'm kind of a little bit worried that this customer might not be taking this deal and it's just a bad idea, concern. So then you're going to get them to respond as you were concerned. So there's many different ways that you can do this, guys, but with your body language, that's why it's important. And just realize that your mental thought process will inflict how your body language works, and then how you practice positive body language, okay, is getting yourself into those winning situations and asking yourself with self-reflection, when I did close those deals, when I did have that good relationship, when I had that amazing conversation with my friend, when I convinced someone to do something they didn't want to do, right, in that sale, how was my body language? What did I look like? What was I going through? What thought process? Did I just have a really good day the day before? Did I just win a bunch of money? Did I just get that big commission check? And then when I walked into that Excel, that one was easy. Why was that one easy? Well, that one was easy because I followed the process, but I was excited. I was happy. So I thought everybody should have my product, right? So think about that, guys, that your mental state will heavily influence your body language, and you need to practice self-reflection, practice positive moments. When you're having a positive moment, take a step back, let it sink in, but then say, man, look at my body language. How am I responding when I'm excited, right? I need to replicate that when I go into a sale, even if I'm not having a good day. And how can I turn my brain into a situation where if it's in a really bad mood, really bad day, how can I get it back onto being positive, right? And we have a couple other videos, guys, I'm sure in here that'll help you bring your brain back to a positive state, get your butt back on track and get yourself closing deals. That's the body language that we're speaking about. So that's why it's important. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you soon.